I'm Haneen. We're at P21 in King's Cross, and this is Inga's exhibition.
I would describe it as usually very small scale, done very fast. I can only work from real time, if that's the right, is that the right expression, Fish? You know, I can't work from photographs or memory or imagination. This is a drawing I did today before I came here. It's a little calf just round the corner, and he's called Jerry, and the man in the background is called Bija. I just like drawing real people. And I like drawing people working or people I'm in awe of. I always thought watercolour was for sissies, but it's really difficult because you've got to get it right first time. And that's where I get my adrenaline junkiness from. That's my idea of adrenaline kick, just drawing and kind of getting it right, you know, just try. And I usually talk to people while I'm drawing as well.
It's so wonderful to see an artist who works quickly but with such accomplishment. I mean, Inga's goes back to fine art training back in the 60s or whatever, so that's not surprising. But what is incredible is her ability to make a picture like one would take a photograph and show it to people the same day. And that is just a beautiful thing to witness.
The Royal Academy was a waste of time. In my day, very academic, with very little. I didn't know what I wanted. I liked drawing. I liked Goya, Disasters of War. I liked Daumier, who did amazing. My dad had an original little Daumier print, which just really struck me as a child.
She had these wonderfully intricate drawings about people who are living on quite a rough estate, but instead of them being the normal kind of, oh, this is a depressing situation, and highlighting they were joyful, and they were about people who were doing things within that environment and being creative. And I thought, well, that's really nice. That's a form of resistance. You know, resistance doesn't always have to be going on marches, and in fact, I think it's very important that people understand that. There's a lot of levels to resistance. It's about your own personal behaviour and how you relate to other people. You can resist every day, actually, in every minute. You can resist not buying into a kind of awful corporatist, capitalist, racist sludge.
I didn't really start properly until my teacher, John, taught me when I was 16. I remember my first class, I went specially to that school because the teaching was so good. There were 4 of them, all Slade, Royal College, blah, blah, blah. And I was in the class and we were drawing, it wasn't life drawing, it was just one of us sat in our uniform and the others drew him. And I was doing my usual thing and starting at the top and working down. And I don't know if this will make sense to anyone. Maybe some people that draw might get it, but I always say I can teach everything I know in half an hour. And his thing to me was, which has stayed with me for nearly 60 years, I know it sounds mad, this is going to sound bonkers, but it worked the trick, and I started drawing, I started looking, and I started learning you don't have to do shading, you can do line. And that freed me completely. I think he said something like, you should do what I do, I cheat, I draw around the outside and fill the rest in later. Something simple like that.
Congratulations.
Well, it's just a few pictures on the wall, really. It's no better than, it's just a lot of pizzazz, really.
Inga Bystram is a wonderful artist and a very special person.
The check's in the post.
And I first met her in 2022 when there were strikes breaking out all over Britain and all over London, and she turned up on picket lines, railway workers' picket lines, to sketch them and to draw these beautiful portraits of people on strike. and we loved them, and we had them up in our offices, and people were sharing them on WhatsApp. And she's done pictures of workers on strike in the NHS, universities, schools, fire stations, everywhere really. And then she's transferred her skills in lots of other areas. And what you can see here is that she's been following the incredible movement on the streets that's been put together by the Palestine Solidarity Campaign, Stop the War, CND, the Muslim Association of Britain, and other organisations.
I've had the chance to draw all these awesome people from all these different things, and it's like a dream come true.
In this time of darkness, I would say the only lights have been the extraordinary resilience and endurance of the Palestinian people, and this outpouring of solidarity manifested through these demonstrations, but also actions that are taking place in towns and cities every weekend across the country. For me, Inga's work, in the first place, are works of art. In the second place, they are a document of this extraordinary moment, and I would say, without being sort of pompous or vainglorious, they are part of the first draft of history. In their own way, they're also an act of resistance. This is Inga bringing her talents to document in this moment, capturing its energy, its vitality, the diversity of this extraordinary movement that we have built, and I hope that encourages other people to look at this and say, this is something I need to get engaged in,
Yeah, definitely.
something I need to be involved
Young people,
in.
if you draw fast, even if you can't draw fast, stop drawing those coffee shops, start getting out on the street.
But tonight, we celebrate your work and thank you for what you're doing. All right.
So please come visit. It's 21 to 27 Cholton Street. Closest tube stop is King's Cross or Euston, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's on until the 20th of September, and we're open until 8 p.m. Yeah.